talking about? They talking about what? They talking about sports. Oh, really? Well, this is all.
Out on the field, the ball on no courts. They wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talk, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is our take on. This is our take on. Yeah, they need a resource.
Preview. LeBron James had 33 points and 9 assists to lead the Lakers, while Luka Doncic had 19 points, missing all 6 of his 3-point attempts. Here's Steph Curry on the big win.
Step 1 is get a playoff series. Step 2 is to try to win 4 games and then figure it out from there. So where we were 2 months ago, 11th seed, and really struggling to find an identity, that's where that kind of comment comes out, because you know, the way that we're playing right now is reflective of what Jimmy's brought to us, but to the question of, you know, BP, Moses, JK, you know, Looney, Gee, Buddy, everybody, you know, QP who's in the rotation and really helping us. All those guys are understanding what winning basketball is and how it doesn't matter what it looks like, just compete.
Dubs now sit 1 game behind the Lakers for the number 4 seed in the West and 1.5 games behind the Nuggets for the 3rd seed. The Lakers have the 3rd hardest remaining schedule of any team in the NBA, according to ESPN Analytics. Steph Curry and the Warriors face the Nuggets tonight. AI version of Stephen A. Smith.
How about that?
Having
A whole
some
bunch
fun
of that.
yesterday.
How about
Can
that?
you believe the world we're living in?
I cannot.
But we're going to lock in here.
We'll do it.
Steph, LeBron. Better for the NBA if who makes a deep playoff run?
Damn, this is a hard one. This is a really, really, really hard question. I'm going to tell you LeBron James. I'm going to tell you LeBron James. I mean, I'm talking about better. You know, he is 40. He is in the 22nd season. Even though his game doesn't provide that indication, you never know when Father Time hits you. It doesn't creep on you. It succumbs. I mean, it just shows up, bam, and hits you. LeBron James, obviously, I think this is the answer to that question. We look at Steph Curry, even though he's 37 himself, and time runs out, there's nothing in his game that tells you that either. But I just think with LeBron James, because he's older and because we're looking at a Laker team, we're thinking about Luka Doncic being the future, Brian. Obviously, he hasn't had a great season by any stretch of the imagination, but primarily because he's missed so many games. I think there will be a better version of Luka Doncic in the future, more so than it is this year. But we can't take for granted the years that LeBron James has left on his resume. And so because of that, that's why I think the answer, I mean, it is a hard question because I think we need them both. But if you want to sit up there and say whose deep playoff run would be better for the NBA, if LeBron made a deep playoff run at this stage in his career, considering the fact it's also in Tinseltown as well, I think those elements come into play, and that's why he would be the answer to this question.
Wendy.
Joe, as Stephen A. would say, let me be very, very clear. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are winning the West. I believe they are the best team. So before we discuss that, I want to get that very clear. All right. Who would it be more amazing for to get their 5th championship? Steph or LeBron? Considering what that would mean and what that would mean for fans and what it would mean for the league, I think it's probably LeBron when it comes to what's best for the league. Having said that, as I have continued to watch, I think Steph's got the better chance. And I know it's easy to say that the morning after we see them go into LA and win. Stephen A., we cannot ignore that this Warriors team is 19-2 now with Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry playing together.
After the guarantee from Draymond. After the guarantee from Draymond.
I got to tell you, I mean, like, look, the problem with Draymond is he says a lot of stuff, and some of it is just ridiculous. But I have to respect that he told Malika Andrews in an interview that ran yesterday on NBA Today, he said it reminded him of this moment in 2022 when all of a sudden he just looked around and said, this team can win. This team can win the whole thing. And he canceled his June plans. He'd already made plans in June of 22, and he canceled them. This team, as Steph said, was in 11th place. And here's something else I just want to point out. We forget it because we're seeing the Warriors every night. The Warriors were trying to trade for Kevin Durant. They had all their eggs in the Kevin Durant basket. They were trying all kinds of elaborate moves. They were going to spring it on him. And then when that happened, Durant was like, hold up. Then they pivoted to Jimmy Butler. And the truth is, they just had a better package to offer than the Suns. He didn't want Jimmy Butler, but Butler was plan B. So while we can praise Golden State for how this has worked out, just keep in mind, not even they could have foreseen exactly how this fell. But they're 19-2 with those guys playing together. With this starting lineup, and if you look at what Steve Kerr has had to do this year, if you go back and look at October and how he was playing and the way they were playing in January, the journey that he has been on as a coach to find this starting lineup has been as challenging as anything he's ever seen in his coaching career. But the lineup that they have now in April.
AMP, what they talking about? They talking about what? They talking about sports. Oh, really? Well, this is all.
Out on the field, the ball on no courts. They wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talking, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is take on